Hello everybody, welcome back. Cody here, Boss Poses 3D, and today I got a really fun thing to be showing you guys today. So back in the day, when I was a youngster, so back when I was in high school, a very popular thing on the internet was a stick fight website called stickdeath.com. You could go there and see many people's creations on stick animation, stick fights. There was a really popular one called Yao Yao, I think is how you pronounce it, or Zio Zio, as most people would know it. And I'm going to be showing you today how easy that is to do, and we're going to be doing this on the same software that was actually made on. This is a free software, and this is called Pivot. And what we're going to be doing today is creating just a very basic stick animation, just to show you how this works. All of these stick characters are STK files, and I'm going to show you a website where you can download a bunch of pre-made ones like Dragon Ball. So, because what I want to see more on YouTube is more stick animations. I love stick animations. You can add backgrounds, weapons, anything you want. So let's jump right in here so I can run you through the basics. So once you install Pivot, just decline all, like, the toolbar thing and stuff like that. Just decline it and then install Pivot, open it, and you'll be open and greeted with a screen that looks exactly like this. And as you see, we have a stickman, and we are able to pose said stickman. And this is what makes this software really, really powerful, is being able to pose the stickman like this rather than having to draw it frame by frame. So this gets a lot of work done, and we're going to be showing you very quickly how we can do a fun little stick animation. I'm going to show you again really quickly a couple things that we can do to import. So you're not probably going to be able to see this because OBS is a piece of shit. So what I'm going to do is go to File. I'm going to go to Load STK, and I'm going to go to my file, or my folder full of STKs, and I'm just going to open this gun right here, okay? So what we can do to lower the size, there used to be a little bar right here where I could grab and just drag it to make it smaller. It makes it a lot easier to use that. Oh, I think this is actually it right here. Nope, that's opacity. There was a button in here somewhere to make it a lot smaller, and it made it a lot better for animation instead of having to type the integer, because then you can do zoom ins and stuff like that, right? So let's go ahead and make this smaller. So let's set this to about 20. Let's zoom into our animation here. Let's give it a flip. Let's bring it down a little bit. So let's try 10. You can make them absurdly big if you want. Try 3. That looks a little better. And what we can do is take our stick guy. Make it look like he's holding a pistol. And you can set what layer you have these guns on. There is a layer, it says push to back. You can join it to one. So I could join this to the hand if I really wanted to. So that wasn't available in previous versions of Pivot. You used to have to do all of this manually. And as you see, there are bones in here that are really annoying. So a lot of people make things and they don't exactly do it perfect, right? But that's okay. So I'm just going to show you very, very quickly how to do a quick animation before I show you where to get all this cool custom stuff, right? So let's just go ahead and pose the first frame so that way it starts on a frame that we like. So that looks okay to me, and we'll figure out the pushback that we can make this arm ahead of the one. So what we're going to do is hit add frame, or you can press spacebar. So this is frame by frame, so I recommend doing 2 frames and then going to the next position. So what we could do, and as you see, we have an onion skin already in here, which is amazing. So what we're going to do is bring this up. Like that. And we're just going to follow with the onion skin. Like that. And we can raise his arms up. Like, this is a lot easier than it might look. Adding these frames one by one, this is really simple to do. So we're going to keep going forward, and we're just going to keep adding forward on the gun. It's always good to add a little body motion, even just a little bit, so you can see the shadow makes all the difference. And the tighter you have this onion skin when you're animating by each frame, the smaller that is. Usually the cleaner the animation will come out, but I'm going to show you how you can trick that just by turning up the speed of the animation itself. So we're going to press spacebar, and we're going to move it again. So that's the beautiful thing about this compared to other software. is that you can just press spacebar and you add a frame. It makes it really quickly. Just because it's frame by frame does not mean it's going to take forever. So we're going to add this again, and then we'll level it out, right? And we can make the head come in, tighten up the aim, right? And then we can create something that looks like a muzzle flash, or we can download ones, because we want a muzzle flash right here. So what we can actually do is go to File, Edit, and just create a couple lines to make it look like a muzzle flash and paint them yellow. But what I'm actually going to do now is we're going to go find a muzzle flash. That way I can show you how to add this into here. And we'll make it so he like shoots the bullet and we'll watch the bullet travel or something like that. And I'll show you how you can pass the view over and stuff like this. So let me go into my OBS here and blow up the web page. We're going to minimize this. And this is on the main website now. It used to be called droids.com, is where you can get a bunch of cool stuff. They had a lot more, but that site died off with Flash. And as you see, we have so many characters in here. Pages and pages and pages. We have all the Dragon Ball characters. There's colored characters. So we're just going to find something that looks like a muzzle flash for now. So something that looks like, I don't know, this flame. So I'm going to download this flame right here, and we're going to go back into Pivot. So now that we're back into Pivot, let me just minimize that. Go into Pivot, and then what I'm going to do is go to File, Load STK. I'll go to my downloads. That's my fire, and then we have the fire right here. I wish this button had the shorten. I think we can make it a button. We'll have to figure it out. But then we can put the fire like this, right? So it'll be like, bang. And then what we can do is make this smaller. So we'll bring this down to 5 now. So it looks like it's kind of, you know, like dying off. Put that right in the center. And then we'll make them go back like there's recoil. And then the hand go up with the gun. Bang, like that. And then we'll count back a frame. So now we can delete this guy right here. And then what we can do is bring our arms back to its original position. That way it looks like it's a quick fire. So the tighter you have your frames, the faster this may look. And we should have added a bullet, but I'm going to show you that we can go back on the frames to edit them. Like that. And if I play it, as you see, we got a cool little animation already, right? Like that is sweet to me. So what I can even do is just play around with this. So what I can do is, you know, make him drop his arm or something like that. And make him stand up a little taller. And you can download like pivot guys that have feet and stuff like that. So you can make it quite realistic. What we can do is put that arm over at the side like that. And then make him stand up straight. So we can just put his legs straight like so. And all I'm doing is moving this and then hitting the space bar, which makes this a lot easier to do, like I said, than it looks. All about your positioning. Like that. And make him go like that. And then they say as he's putting his arm down, we could even give the gun like a flip. Just spin the gun around another half rotation. And put his arm down even a little bit further. that, and if we play it, bang. And that's what I mean. Always add a couple of extra frames, like at the end. That way the animation doesn't just cut off, because it's really hard to see what you're doing at the end before you add all the other frames. And make it look like he's holstering the gun. Whoop. Don't move the character. I want to move the gun. And then slide into the holster. Make him look down, look up. And it's that easy to make a stick animation. Like, that's fun to me, right? So I'm going to show you guys another fun thing you can do as well. So let me just go into my import. Again, you're probably not going to be able to see this. But then again, I can just open this. And what you can do is, this is going to look familiar because this is from the most famous Zio Zio cartoon that most people have probably seen before. So let's bring this down to 50, and you can even make it smaller. You can make the screen smaller, right? And you can actually make this a background. You can make it a foreground for your guy to run on, and you can fight a bunch of guys on all this. But like I said, there used to be a button here where I could increase the scale just by grabbing it, and that made it a lot easier to do like zoom in effects and stuff like that. So like, for example, I could probably show you. So let me just get rid of that. So say if I wanted to start zooming in on this guy, I would take it. We're going to highlight both of them. Like that, and add a keyframe 5. And then you can zoom in like that, right? Like, it's so easy to do stick animation, and I want to see a lot more of them, because if I can do that fast, just imagine what you guys could do, right? Like, you could do parody animations, man. You could do Zelda animation. Like, you could do anything you could possibly want. You could even quick draw. So like, say if I wanted to pull that out. Look. Take this. It's going to go like that. It's going to throw it up. Look at it, right? And it's going to go up a little higher. And it's probably going to spin. It'll probably hang just for a second and start to come back down. And then it's going to start to drop a lot faster. And lower his arm to catch it, to cradle it. And it's going to come back down, and he's going to reach out and grab it. Snatch. Just like that. You see how fun that is? Like, that's so cool to me, man. I love this damn software so much. Like, that's a blast, right? And I was not really expecting that to work the first time, but I'm going to show you how we can clean these frames up just a little bit right here. So what we're going to do is take this. We're usually going to make this about 16 to 20 frames. If you go over than that, then you're going to need more frames in your animation, or it's going to play really fast. Like that. Right? And then you can easily put the gun away, then walk off screen. So we'll just finish off the animation here. You can even do this a lot faster now. I'm gonna put the gun back. And now it's time to walk. And you can just push the legs like this. Bring the arm down, that way you can make them cross. Nudge the arms so it looks like there's arms moving, because it's all black, right? So that makes it really hard to see what's on top of another. But I'm going to show you when I import another character here that you can do other ones that have it defined, as in like they're shaded, so it gives you a better a view of what's actually happening, right? So I'm going to go like that, and then again we can just move the leg out, just make him walk. And then when he goes off screen, we can just bring him in on the other side on any position smaller, and it'll look like he just walked into another scene. So you can just walk off screen and then start, and then just drag him to the other side, so it looks like he went through this side, but then came out that side. So like right now he should be walking. When he's done shooting, it'll zoom in, flip, catch, and walk away, right? And then he's gonna go. So we'll just finish that off really quickly just to get it done. I could make this really smooth if I push this a lot closer together, but we'll just, for the sake of time, we will just lunge this forward. And you can make blood and stuff like that. I used to get in trouble in high school in Comtech because we had an animation, a little thing, and I ended up showing my teacher this software, and he ended up teaching it to the whole class. Except I was making kind of inappropriate cartoons. Like, this is what I originally started with before I dealt with any 3D software. So it all originated from this bad boy right here. I love this software dearly. So if I can make this quick, just imagine what you can do, right? So a lot of people have been asking me how to do stick animations, and it's like, why is it such a headache? It's because you're probably using the wrong software. So in the description of the video, I will link everything here for you. So put the website as well, a hot link to, it's on the same page as the download, where you can get all the free STKs, but I'll show you a couple of them here. You can get monsters, there's Halo ones, like you can make your own. You can use PNG images to make your own. Weapons. Like, for example, as you see, that one was in there. We can get a switchblade that opens up. So let's just play this back really quick. Shoots his gun. Flip. Walks off the screen, right? So, like I was saying, I'll go to File, and I'll load an STK type. We have a pocket knife. Like, these are just some things that people make, right? And if I were to take, let's find the bone. That is involved. That's always good to move it out of the way. Little latch, and then you have your knife that pops out like this, right? So that's really cool that you can do stuff like this. In the very first pivot that I've ever worked on, you could never add color this easy to objects. Everything was black and white. So, and you could change the color of things like that as well, and you can bring up this color menu. But this is pretty much how you get a pocket knife, and then you could say, I don't know, whip it at somebody and get it stuck in their head and blood squirts all over the place. You can have a lot of fun. I really want to see people do some stick death animations. You can import a colored background and then use that for your stick guys to run around on. But all I would, if you wanted to render this out, you can render it as a GIF or a PNG sequence, or sorry, out as PNGs or as a GIF, or you can, I believe, render it out as MP4, if I'm not mistaken. You just want to be careful with speed, and if it's too fast, just bring it into like After Effects or something and slow it down. But like, for example, if this guy went off the screen, and I hit next, I could bring him back in over here. It's smaller. And it'll look like he just walked through. So like, for example, I'll play it through again. See, and it looked like it changed scene. You can play a lot with this little window right here. You can make it bigger. You can do whatever you want. And that's pretty much all you really need to know to get started making your own Zio animations, right? So again, on that website, it's called Pivot. Again, I will put it in the description of the video. And if you all like today's video, please do like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. And I will see you all in the next tutorial. Happy animating. Can't wait to see what you make.